And welcome back to FreightWaves Now on this Tuesday morning. Time to catch up with our next live guest. We've got Steve Monteith, who is our Chief Customer and Marketing Officer and Executive Vice President over at USPS. Steve, thank you for joining us today. Quite the title you've got there also.
Yeah, thanks. It's a lot of words. I run marketing and the customer experience here at the Postal Service, and it's a pleasure to be here with you.
Excellent stuff. Thank you so much for being here, Steve.
Yep,
so
thanks for having me.
We're going to dig a little bit into the new program that the Postal Service has launched, USPS Connect, in just a few minutes. Before we get there, though, let's talk a little bit about your role at the Postal Service and how you go about working to make sure that you're serving the customers the best that you can.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Great question. Thanks. So within my group, I have our brand group. I have our customer experience group, which is really the customer-facing activity around our call centers, around activities that we have set up to help businesses, our business customers, both small, medium, large. I also have a group that does product on the mail side. I partner with our Chief Commerce Officer on the package side and supporting all of that. So all those activities, plus I manage the activities of mail and shipping acceptance and package acceptance out in the field. So as customers large and small bring their packages and mail into the Postal Service, I manage that activity too. So it's a lot of customer touch points that come through my organization.
Thank you for that background, Steve. Let's talk about the USPS Connect and what that is and how that improves the services that you guys provide.
Sure. So USPS Connect is really our new approach that we designed to meet shippers' evolving package delivery needs. It includes a set of 4 solutions, affordable delivery solutions. They help businesses of all sizes that really meet growing consumer demand for faster delivery and convenient returns. We have a local, a regional, a national, and then the returns piece are those 4 elements. And really what Connect does is it capitalizes on a number of the investments and improvements that we've been making under our Delivering for America 10-year plan, which just passed 1 year. We're in our first year, just past our first year of implementation. And what it does and the things that we put in place to support the Connect rollout is new equipment. We're working on reconfiguring our network. We've developed new pricing to make it more affordable, particularly for local and small businesses on the local side. And we're working to improve our operational precision and building towards improved service performance across the board. And we believe that by fully leveraging our processing facilities, the transportation and delivery networks, we'll be able to continue to serve the American people on all levels for reliable mail and package delivery. But Connect, for the most part, is about packages.
So you mentioned that Delivering for America has been in place for about a year now, and the USPS Connect program, it's been just about a month since you guys have announced and started implementing this. How has it been received so far by those who are using it the most, and who have you guys seen use it the most, really? Yeah, so
we've gone live in terms of a national rollout for about a month. We piloted last summer in Texas and rolled out across the state of Texas and really focused on the local portion of USPS Connect. And just for context, USPS Connect Local, it's a same-day, next-day local package delivery service. We've also expanded that to provide a mail option for small business customers too. What it really allows is for those micro and medium-sized business providers the ability to get the same thing that a lot of the big guys get, that same-day, next-day service. And, we're about a month in. We're now, in addition to Texas, we're in about 7 states, just went live in Florida with local, and we've seen really enthusiastic response from businesses. For instance, one new customer we have is a coffee company. They were using their own delivery trucks to deliver to customers in the Philadelphia area. So last mile delivery is what they were doing. And what Connect Local has allowed them to do is to really take their delivery vehicles and rather than doing the last mile, drop the packages at our delivery and postal facilities, and then they get next day delivery at a low cost. and this helps them grow. And most of their shipments, they average about 10 ounces to 3 pounds. And so the combination of the next day delivery plus the cost has worked really well with them. And now they're looking to expand into southern Jersey to take advantage of the opportunities there as well. So we see a lot of small businesses and some of the verticals, retail, pharmacy, and the like, have been the most interested.
Yeah, I can imagine they are, as you're helping those smaller businesses compete, and absolutely, when you can take advantage of somebody who's already got the density delivering, especially to homes next day, final mile or last mile, e-commerce, that type of stuff, tremendous stuff. What I'm interested in is, Congress has been passing recent legislations aimed at really hitting and reforming USPS and the services that you guys provide. How does this Connect fit into that strategy?
Well, So first, let me separate a couple elements of that. The Reform Act itself doesn't really address or relate to Connect. I'll try to tie it together in a second. There's really kind of two key elements to the reform. One is financial reform, and it really addresses some of the inequities related to things like our retiree health benefit liabilities. And it aligns Postal Service benefit commitments with those of other employers who still offer retiree health. And it puts us on a firmer financial footing. The second key element in the bill is really about operational reform, and it doesn't necessarily get to product or service standards, but it does make reforms from the standpoint of requiring the Postal Service to stand up a website that allows the public to look at service performance for their area. They'll be able to type in their address and so forth. And it puts in additional accountability and transparency about our operations. The key to USPS Connect and those sorts of things, it's really one of the four key pillars of our Delivering for America plan. We were faced with a $160 billion deficit over 10 years. Postal reform was a big element of it. We have a pricing element. We have an operational efficiency element. And USPS Connect is really in the growth element. One of the places where we identified opportunity is to take advantage of the key strength of the Postal Service that we go to 163 million addresses 6 days a week, and in many cases with packages, we also do Sunday package delivery, so up to 7 days. So no one has a last mile capability the way the Postal Service does. So USPS Connect is really tying into what our core strength is, building on the operational efficiencies that we're building in with the Delivering for America plan, and then providing opportunity for growth.
Steve, I want to touch a little bit about the Postal Service and the competition with other large privatized shippers, or privatized carriers, that is in the industry right now. And I think kind of anecdotally, especially from my experience, as just like a standard American, when you think I'm going to mail something, you think first off of the Postal Service, right? You don't think I've got to go to FedEx, I've got to go to UPS. I always think the Postal Service first. And this Connect program now kind of gives you guys that leverage to support those small businesses who maybe are only serving their local community, but still want to do it through mail. And as you mentioned, allows them to cut down their costs. Can you talk about how Connect strategically places you guys in the competition space and how that helps you against the private carriers?
Sure. So, as you know, a number of the private carriers are also customers of ours. So from the standpoint of how we're approaching it, we're focused on improving, as I said, operational efficiency, make each year that we're improving the service. And I think what it builds on for us, for these local customers, is in many instances, and you said it, Kaylee, you think if I need to mail something, I go to the post office. So it provides an opportunity for us to expand that footprint with our small business customers and our micro business customers locally, and allows them to provide that level of service at an affordable cost. So I think where it comes into play is we're really in some ways bringing Main Street back to America through the local post office. The post office has always been a center, particularly as you get into smaller communities and so forth. And we're really building on the strengths that we have to offer those to our customers, and particularly on the local side with local customers, and then as you build up into regional with next day delivery and 2-day delivery dropping into one of our regional facilities.
So Steve, does Connect give the ability for the smaller businesses that are coming to e-commerce, et cetera, for the final mile to integrate directly into USPS, or does that through like other third-party platforms like Sendle, I believe, is one of them, or others that are online where you can download and kind of negotiate pricing?
Yeah, sure. So at least initially, it's through integrating with the Postal Service through our click and ship program, but we'll look to build as we go forward to make the offer more available. But at least in the initial rollout, it's an integration with the Postal Service. So that way we get the labels, we provide tracking, both acceptance scans when they drop at our facility and delivery scans so they can track their packages and provide that level of customer service that they're looking for. So, as we build out the tool set, we'll see expansion of those types of activities.
And speaking of expansion, Steve, you mentioned the 7 states now with Florida now just joining. What's the plan look like for building this out further across the United States? And then continuing into the Delivering for America plan, what does the next year or so look like when it comes to busting out improvements there?
Yeah, sure. So for this year, the plan is to be active and live in every state by the end of September. So that will be, that gives us time as we build into our peak season for shipping and packages to consolidate that. So it's pretty aggressive. We have, just about 1 or 2 states every week, and as we move forward through the summer. So that's the rollout plan for Connect Local. On our regional side, we are selling regional across the country as we go now in terms of where there's opportunities for regional shippers and so forth. And in those locations where we're able to provide the service and it meets their needs and there's a solutioning fit, we're able to provide that service as we go. But in terms of this part of the rollout, by the end of, for us, the fiscal year, the end of September. And then as we move into the next year in terms of the Connect Local portion, we'll roll out, we'll expand to the balance of the sites within each of the states. But we'll be active in all cities, major cities and a number of areas in every state across the country by the end of September.
Excellent stuff. Thank you so much, Steve. Where do I go? Do I just go to the USPS site to see if this is active and when it's going to be rolled out in my area?
Sure. So you can go to USPSConnect.com. And you can get that directly there, or through USPS.com, you can get through to Connect. But the easiest way to go is USPSConnect.com, and then you can see where it's active, what zip codes it's active in, and follow the rollout as we go.
Excellent.
Awesome, Steve. Thank you so much for joining us today. Great to hear from you and to hear what you guys are doing at the Postal Service.
Great. Well, thanks for having me.
Absolutely. All right, we're going to move over to the wall once again. We've got Anthony Smith here for a look at what's going on in the economic space. Anthony.